by God. So then the one who resists authority is opposing God's command, and those who oppose it will bring judgment on themselves. For the rulers are not a terror to good conduct, but to bad. Do you want to be unafraid of authority? Do what is good, and you will have its approval, for it is God's servant for your good. But if you do wrong, be afraid, because it does not carry the sword for no reason. For it is God's servant and avenger that brings wrath on the one who does wrong. And it continues on how it's each citizen's duty to serve the government, which includes paying your taxes. It's in there. But God is the creator of all things. It is He who establishes governments to rule over the people. We see in the Old Testament time after time how He established a ruler, and then the ruler failed in his mission and he was no longer there. It is through Him that leaders are anointed. It is through Him that borders are established. It is through Him that empires are destroyed. It is through Him that we get the government that we deserve, for He knows our heart. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we ask for your favor on this body. Let each member of our city government recognize their duty to you and to the people. Let each member realize that it is you that placed them in the position that they are in. We ask for your hand of protection upon them. Give them wisdom to govern faithfully. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you, Brother Dennis. Appreciate your time. Stand please for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, which stands one nation without indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Need to get a little bit from our agenda, Alderman Chapman. Would you introduce our guest for this today?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Go ahead and stand. So, Mr. Jalen Johnson, he is the outgoing president of our Mayor's Youth Council. I invited him to sit on the panel so that he could see our proceedings from this perspective. And we are glad to have him tonight, and we appreciate your service to the Mayor's Youth Council.
Thank you, and I'm glad you all was able to come.
We have three presentations this evening, and very happy to have all of them, but especially our police department and our fire department have a pinning ceremony, and we have a proclamation. So we'll start with our police chief and then our fire chief, and I will do the proclamation after that.
This is a certificate of promotion. The Moss Point Police Department certifies that Kimberly Snowden is hereby promoted to the rank of sergeant, given on this day, June 2023.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Hey, Mayor. So All right, so thank y'all for coming. So, what I want to just let you know is, we had 3 firefighters that graduated the, State Fire Academy last week. It was a 7-week, course, from, academics and skills. And so tonight, we want to recognize them and, pin them with their badge. I'll call them up here one at a time. The first one is Caden Shouse. So while she holds it, I'll read it. I have to hold it up close. And these right here that's issued to me, I can't do it without them. Certificate of completion is awarded to Caden Shouse on June 6, 2023 for successful completion of 262 hours, 7 weeks in firefighter 1001-1-2. The standard for firefighting professional qualifications to be an integral member of the firefighting team. Congratulations, and then we will pin her badge on them, if I brought it. Thank you. Next is Austin Bailey. Read it and hold it. So certificate of completion is awarded to Austin Bailius on June 6, 2023 for successful completion of 262 hours, 7 weeks in firefighter 1001-1-2. The standard for firefighting professional qualifications to be an integral member of the firefighting team. Let me see if I got your badge also. Next is Thomas Whittington. I saved Mr. Whittington from last, not that he was anywhere close to being last in the class, as he was the valedictorian. They started with 30, right at 30 members in the academy. I think they graduated 25, and he was the valedictorian for the class. Certificate of completion is awarded to Thomas Whittington on June 6, 2023 for successful completion of 262 hours, 7 weeks in firefighter 1001-1-2. The standard for firefighting professional qualifications to be an integral member of the firefighting team. Let me get your badge. I will also say this about Mr. Whittington. He comes to us, to the Moss Point Fire Department, from Mobile Police Department, where he retired from Mobile Police Department after how many years? 26. 26 years as a Mobile police officer. So what that basically means is he came to the good side. He knows where he goes.
Came to the good side.
Kendricks, Ian Kendricks. Ian Kendricks. And, Lydia Blake.
Yeah.
Kendricks.
Yes. Please.
Blake. The proclamation. Whereas the city of Moss Point joins the Mississippi Public Transit Association in recognition of Mississippi Community Transportation Awareness Day. The celebration is in conjunction with the American Public Transportation Association, APTA, and community transportation systems across the country in celebration of the National Get Out the Board Day. Get on Board Day. And whereas the city of Moss Point is committed to community transportation to serve individual needs in transit for workforce development, economic growth, education, healthcare, underutilized needs, and the city of Moss Point recognition that it will collaborate with transportation providers in promoting community transportation in the lives of individuals 60 years and older by committing to the following: secure transportation for our constituents to maintain healthcare needs and employment, promote transportation for community nutritional meals, sites, senior activity programs, and provide transportation for individuals to educational facilities and meet the quality of life needs. Now therefore, Billy Knight, Mayor of Moss Point, and Alderwoman and Aldermen do hereby declare June 15th, 2023 as National Community Transportation Awareness Day, 2023.
Thank you. Thank you
so
so much.
Comments?
Thank you so much. We appreciate this recognition and we are honored to serve the city of Moss Point. We take seniors everywhere they want to go. By the city.
Thank you for your service.
Get down to the idea. Still good. Yeah, before I invite you.
Thank you so much for your patience on that. Again, just congratulate all of our firemen and policemen police that got the promotion and the firemen. Our numbers are getting better with our fire department and police department, so you can see those numbers as they grow each time we do a pinning or welcome a new person to our department. We're on item number 3, public comments, Ms. Betty McWilliams.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm here to inquire about Kimberly Drive, the pipes, about status. I hadn't heard anything. I talked to Mr. Roy about a week or 2 ago. He said something about the engineer saying they, got a bid or whatever like that. Not even any time about July. We was told, was in April, then it was May, now June. Okay, they do it come in July. That's when the hurricane season, when the streets be flooded. And then, so when are they gonna start? They just keep putting it off and off and off on Kimberly Drive at the pipe. What is the status? What they gonna do?
engineers here. Rich, can you give us some update on it?
Yeah. Yeah, sorry about the delay. So we ended up adding drainage to the project. We only had water, initially just water replacement. And it's we had drainage and the pavement. Get those two items to the project. We're also, there's a little bit of tape through the bidding process. Basically, you got to make sure you're that's process like keep through the bidding process to make sure the city's eligible for reimbursement. So we're going through that. It's not anticipated, hopefully next month, we're waiting on approval to bid from the department. Once we get that, issue the project out for bid, anticipated start date. The company bids are, assuming we get that soon. So please be patient, but it's coming. Sorry, delay, but it's a little bit taking.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Mayor, we apologize for the delays. It's just, some of these delays sometimes out of our control because you have to get approval for so many different entities. And, we don't like it, we hate it, but, we have to go through the process. We're trying to move it along as fast as we can. We'll get it done.
Thank you.
There's the only one that we have on the sign-in sheet. Board, we're down to our consent agenda, item number 4. On the pleasure of the board, is item 4.1 through 4.6.
To approve.
Motion by Alderman Wilson and second by Alderwoman Chambers to accept the consent agenda items 4.1 through 4.6. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Nays. Ayes have it. Main agenda item 5.1, Attorney.
Approve decline a resolution appointing a voting delegate and alternate for the MML 2023 election of MML's second vice president of the MML annual conference, submitted by Tricia Thigpen, city clerk. Mayor Knight recommends Alderman Darius Wilson as voting delegate and Alderman Willie Testan as alternate.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Wilson, Chambers, second by Alderman Leonard. Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Nays. Ayes have it.
5.2, approve decline a request to extend the professional services agreement with Del Sol Consulting Incorporated through July 21st of 2024, submitted by Tricia Thigpen, city clerk.
Motion approved. Second.
Motion by Alderman Leonard, second by Alderman Chapman. Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it.
5.3, approve decline a request to transfer $7,883.65 from the general fund bank account to the local Caesars fund bank account for the reimbursement that was received in the Department of Justice body camera grant. The cameras were originally paid for with local Caesar funds submitted by Barry Governor, Director of Finance.
Motion to approve, question. Second. Motion by Alderman Wilson to approve, second by Alderman Chapman. Is there any questions? Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it.
5.4, approve decline of quote from Tyler & Co. to install the Easy Pay product for miscellaneous payments, which will provide the option for citizens and customers to register online for parks and recreation programs and events. There is a $1.25 online fee that will be paid by the customer, submitted by Mary Governor, Director of Finance.
So moved.
Alderman Chapman, second by Alderman Chastain. Any questions? Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it.
5.5, approve decline of request to restructure the fire department and utilize the funding for the vacant lieutenant positions that are no longer needed and use to create additional firefighter and an administrative coordinator, one position submitted by Daniel Wade, Fire Chief.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Leonard, second by Alderman Wilson. Any questions?
Can you explain, Chief?
What's that?
Can you just give a brief explanation of you trying to shrink the force down a little bit?
So what I was doing since we, the station doing what we were doing, and our lieutenants are station managers.
Mhm.
So we're right now, we're just trying to, we can't hire when we got vacant positions, promoted positions. So we're not wanting to promote into the lieutenant positions right now. With the station managers not needed, but we're wanting to fill our staff up with fire.
Okay.
And then we need administrative assistant over there, or coordinator there to handle this work and need to be.
Any other question? You okay with that?
Yes, sir.
Any other question? Motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes? Ayes have it.
5.6, approved upon request to hire 5 high school and college students for the CDBG funded Jobs for Success program submitted by Tom Hewlett, Grants and Projects Manager, to Kelly Bridges, Human Resources Risk Management, Jay Thompson, Finance Department, Javon Parks and Recreation, Tanaya Shavers, Parks and Rec, Clerical, Raven Lee, City Clerk and Mayor.
To approve.
Second, with a comment?
Motion by Alderman Wilson, second by Alderman Leonard.
Testing.
Chastain, excuse me. Question, Alderman Chapman.
With a comment, Mr. Mayor, I had bragging rights. It's one of our mayor youth council members that qualified for that position,
Good.
Raven Lee.
All right. Any other questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes? Ayes have it.
5.7, approved upon request to appoint Tiffany Moses to the Community Development Advisory Board as nominated by Alderman Darius Wilson, submitted by Tom Hewlett, Grants and Projects Manager.
Motion approved. Second.
Motion by Alderman Leonard. Second by Alderman Chapman. Any questions? Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Ayes? Ayes have it.
5.8, approved upon the docket of claims provided that all entries thereon approved to write properly entered, not fraudulent, and pending availability of funds submitted by the Finance Department.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Alderman Wilson, second by Alderman Chapman. Any questions? Any comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Ayes? Ayes have it.
5.9, discussion, Mayor, I have none. And then we have executive session, which is going to be personnel in the fire department and the police department.
Well,
Discussion. Okay. I wanted to bring up a letter that some of you may have gotten. I know my mother has gotten, and she's an aging lady, is dealing with our water. And this letter came to us and it did not have any letterhead on it. It didn't have an endorsement with a signature on it. It scared the dickens out of her because generally it came as a letter that you would throw in the trash can because it's just with her name on it. It didn't come with a official letter. It wasn't signed by anybody. It just comes stating a whole bunch of a year ago violation that here we are a year later. If it was a problem with compromised immune systems or contaminated water or whatever we had to deal with, that it was, something past tense at this point. So, it's kind of concerning in the sense that it spoke to a lot of issues, but then again, it didn't speak to a lot of issues. So it was very vague. And I just had a couple of questions, be it to Sam or whoever else this could have probably been addressed to, that they can come and address this letter for us.
Thank you. Question you had.
Okay, all right. So who wrote the letter?
The letter comes from the health department. It's a form they give us to go off of, send out, and violations, stuff like that. If you look on there about 3/4 of the way down, it says what we're doing it correctly. I actually filled that in for me.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying on the,
That was the city clerk.
I mean, because people say that they have,
State.
it has state, and it just had a whole lot of questions. So what I would like to get is probably an official something, because people threw this in the garbage can. This was going in our garbage can because it didn't address anything. It didn't have a letterhead on it. It didn't have any signature at the bottom of it. It's just, send me $10,000, in tantamount, when it says anything. So, most people disregarded this. And some, my mother, because this is addressed to her, made me open the letter. Then it made me go to my house and look through trash through my letters. So it was just one of those things that brought kind of, and then by it being 2022 and it's 2023, this is in the rears.
Yes.
A great deal. So,
That was something that happened in my till once I start working on it. As far as city side to get that sent out, I can't say anything about the letterhead on it, or I'm happy to do this.
Mayor, I can make a suggestion, that we met the requirement of getting it out by the deadline.
Correct.
What I would like to suggest is that we give the form letter back to the utilities department and have it included with the water bill. And attach it, so that way people know exactly that it is coming from, the city of Moss Point. And, it's attached to their actual bill. I mean, we can send it out again because, as you said, people probably did throw it away because they thought it was some kind of junk mail or something like that. It'd be a little bit more official. The reason it didn't go out with the water bill initially is because they were so close to the deadline that they had to go on and do it in a mass mail and get them out. But if the board would like, it can be included with each individual water bill on the 4 billing cycles and go out again.
This is not an issue now, Sam. I mean, this is the 22. This is not an issue now.
I'm discussing it the other day, that's what I'm working on.
So this is not, I don't know. We can discuss this if you like further, but I don't know. This is in 22. And they're just not getting it. So I don't know whether we need to confuse people by sending it out again. We just need to make sure the next time that goes out, even though it's from the health department, if it's affecting us, then the people need to know it's coming from us as well. And that we'll accept and agreeing what the health department is saying by we sending it out. And I don't know whether it needs to be on our letterhead when it's not our writing, it's their writing. We need to put it in there so they'll know it is coming from the city.
Mayor.
We did not construct this letter. This letter was, even though you're saying it's confusing, we need to make the health department aware it was confusing because they the one wrote this letter. We didn't write the letter.
So, Mr. Mayor, yeah, so in other words, our water is all right. Our water is safe.
This is a record keeping issue that was a mishap or overlook on the special department during the transition going from the city to the county. So that's where this happened this year during the inspection, and that's whatever we filed the violation previous year. Apparently, they had sent an email to me and to the city. The email to the city was not answered. The email to me was the wrong email. So that's the reason we got a second violation for not responding to the first violation.
Right.
But when I reached out to them and found out that the email to me was wrong, they revoked the secondary violation. So we're just working on it. First violation corrected.
It's good because.
all right, Sam, but what does this mean to the citizens, being in compliance of anything that they need to be in compliance of?
There's nothing citizens about it. That's just a letter notifying citizens. It's nothing to do with water quality.
And the reason why I say that, now then we have an issue where if you were pregnant, if you're old, compromised immunes, this, that, and the other, that's what was concerning because my mother is a cancer survivor. Here we have other people that have other issues of compromise. So she, functions with the water. So the real deal is when we opened that up, that brought a whole lot of different attention to the game. So, okay.
But if you read about halfway, stuff on there, and if there was an issue, we would notify them within 24 hours. So that's basically saying that everything's good with the water system. This was
And-
that record.
And again, look, I don't want to make it just no prolonged thing, but during the time Biloxi was going through their thing, Pascagoula going through their thing, Jackson going through their thing, then we're sitting here, we're talking about it after the fact,
Correct.
Yeah. Okay,
But be clear, it has nothing to do with whether our water is not of quality.
okay.
It has nothing to do with water quality. It has nothing to do with that.
Well,
I think citizens need to know that because
If you
I
can make that
received
PO,
several
that,
calls.
my phone was burning up
Yesterday,
last
yeah.
night.
I received several calls about it.
I'm just glad to know that we can say, when our people do call us, we can tell them, hey, your water is all right, it's fine, it's safe. That's my main thing is because, like I say, I can understand what Alderman DuBose was talking about because my phone rung all night long. And I was like, what? What's going on? I didn't know anything wrong with the water.
well, and that this thing is dated on the 2nd of June.
Right.
Here it is, the 5th of June, and I was throwing this away and had to go and retrieve it just to go back through it. And so when you talk about notification, it was just one of those things that kind of came off. I didn't have time to go and sit there discreetly say, hey, Mayor, this is this and then, and get some clarification. This was kind of thrown in our laps a little bit, so that doesn't give us very much time of preparation to be able to talk to people in formal channels. So that was pretty much it.
Mayor, what I asked you about earlier. So the letter says that a significant deficiency was discovered, a cross connection. The deficiency is cross connection control. Could you just explain what that is? That's what I'm being asked. What is this?
Keeping on that. The state required to have all of our businesses we need, restaurants, beds, anything like that, medical offices, they should have backflow preventers on and get them certified again. Well, the problem was during the transition of going from the city inspection department to the county inspection department, the city does keeping up with the records fell to the wayside. And so whenever we had our inspection, they found that and realized they hadn't kept up with the record keeping. So that's what this is for, violations for that.
But that has been corrected?
That's, we're working on that.
Okay.
For revamp the whole policy and going back to it.
How are we going to enforce the requirement that everybody's required to have a backflow?
It's not that bad.
Only certain ones, everyone's not required to have a backflow?
We're gonna have a list when they go to get their permit.
Yeah, because I'm coming up for my business permit. And I think we discussed that one time before. I didn't have one.
Well,
And wasn't required to have one, but still, I just didn't know what the status was.
well, we're working right now, what to the businesses that are required to have them to go ahead and want to install or have them certified. We need that certification in the city.
Because the letter did say if you're at a severe compromised immune system, you should contact your doctor. So I think that kind of frightens some folks. I got a few calls too.
Yeah, that was.
So we just want to clear the air and make sure that.
That's generic letterhead that you use up there, they send out and you go up. So it kind of follows over the whole.
So that's probably the answer, that if someone were to call their doctor, explain what happened, they'd probably got that same answer back, that you don't have anything to worry about.
That's it.
And the other
Thank
thing is, the other thing to be clear for the public is that it's all about businesses, it's not about homes. We're talking about businesses. It's the businesses that have backflow, not homes. It has nothing to do with residents. It's all about businesses.
So residents are not required to have a backflow
No.
preventer? We had a discussion about these a few months back, and I was under the impression that at some point, everybody was gonna have to have them. I guess I just.
You want me to read would it be helpful for me to read the businesses?
Certain business.
It's funeral homes, car washes, fire stations, laundromats, dry cleaners, vet offices, healthcare facilities, not psychiatric offices, and only inpatient visits without medical supplies, dental offices, restaurants, industrial, which would be a mega protein CSX, the airport, Northrop Grumman, wastewater treatment facilities, car dealerships, hotels, and school. Or is that the right one, Sam? Was that the right one that I just read? Okay.
And that is on the responsibility of the owner
Thank you.
to do that, right? Not the city.
We have a current list of every business that has provided, for certification and one in the past, so we went through that list and come
So-
to the bottom.
All right, now I'm going personal, all right, because I own a restaurant. Okay, I don't have a backflow preventer. Okay, and we give TIF programs and all this other stuff to businesses. I wasn't required to have one. That's an expense. Correct? Okay, and I'm gonna eat that?
City ordinance required to have between you and the city.
It may be a city order, but it's also a health department requirement. But don't put it all on the city, it's a health department requirement. So let's deal with the health department.
This is having one on this list.
I don't have I don't believe,
You do, it says you do, so let's go with that.
no. Because it would be nice if I didn't have to have it certified and somebody saying it has to be certified, but I'm gonna leave that alone. I'll take care of that business.
Yes.
Digging in the hole.
Thank you, Mayor.
They say you got.
Thank you, Mayor.
Well, what I'm saying here, I would say to every business person business owner, that is the health department.
Correct.
Deal with the health department. The health department is requiring this. Businesses, the health department is requiring it.
Say you got.
And the city have to enforce it because the health department is requiring it. Get a motion to close to see whether we can go into an executive session.
Motion to adjourn.
No, not.
You win.
Say aye. Aye. Ayes have it. Okay, thank you all for coming.
We got one more step, Mayor. So we're now in closed session to determine the need of executive session, which is personnel, to discipline in the police department and personnel issue in the fire department. Do I have a motion to go into executive?
Motion to go into executive session.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
What do you think?
Dude.